So allergic rhinitis, that means it's caused by allergy. And inflammations happens inside the nose cavity. So rhinitis can cause by different reasons. Sometimes people have acute rhinitis or maybe have chronic rhinitis. Allergic rhinitis is different, whatever acute one or chronic one. Because allergic rhinitis, they may relationship with the seasons or maybe relationship with a special reasons can cause like people allergy to cat. So that's the difference. It show the symptoms suddenly, suddenly onset and suddenly can reduce. So and recurrent again. So that's why we say it's a totally different story with acute rhinitis or chronic rhinitis. So that's basically we're talking about mainly symptoms. People suddenly onset sneezing, like people can continually through 3 to 5 times sneezing, or even over 10 times sneezing when it happens. Yeah, when it happens. And possible cause some bleeding, but most symptoms, nose congestion, blocking, and also feel itchy, yeah, itchy inside the nose, or even sometimes itchy in the throat area, and can cause the conjunctivitis. So that's basically the reactions for the allergens coming from the airborne. So we're talking about the seasonal allergy rhinitis, usually relationship with the pollen, yeah, pollen coming from the tree or maybe coming from the ground. So that kind of allergy rhinitis, often called high fever. High fever. So that's basically. Then we're talking about what's the symptoms of allergy rhinitis. So allergy rhinitis will including itchy nose, or maybe patients same time have itchy eyes because we are especially talking about rhinitis here. So we mainly mention itchy of the nose, but truly patient also itchy eyes, itchy throat, and also possible have tears, sneezing, and nose discharging. This kind of nose discharging usually is clear and watery kind of nose discharge. And the patient also have headache and irritability, and maybe poor appetite, depressed, insomnia, and even cough, asthma, attacking kind of reactions in there. So that's maybe more severe kind of condition. So different people, their symptoms may be a little bit different. So that's basically they will have some symptoms directly relationship with nose, running nose, itchy nose, and sneezing, and nose blocking. That's some basic symptoms. So what's the Western medicine diagnosis for this one? Mainly still follow the symptoms, like we talking about the general symptoms before, and recurrently happens. So basically, these problems is recurrent happens. It's not like just happens one time. And also can do some tests, allergen kind of skin patch kind of test to see what kind of like allergen patients specially allergy to it. And also we can check in from the nose cavity. Take some sample from nose cavity and tracking. There's a special kind of white blood cell number will be increased. So that's coming from nose discharge. So that's generally by Western medicine diagnosis for this illness. So treatment for this illness by Western medicine. So mainly we use antihistamine medication and relieve some symptoms kind of medication. So basically, when we talking about allergies, the reaction for the allergy, for the tissues, for example, inside the nose cavity, they will have a lot of mucus coming out from blood circulation. That's the discharge of the nose. So basically, during allergy reactions, histamine will be working there and producing more mucus and producing more reactions. So with antihistamine there, basically we blocking there. So patient less reactions for the allergies. Then they will producing less mucus there. So that's basically one aspect. Another aspect is see the patient's symptoms and we mainly treat the different kind of symptoms. Truly right now, if you go to pharmacy here, we have lot of medication drugs can like treat allergy kind of illness, especially allergy kind of rhinitis. So that's basically for Western medicine treatment. But truly, all the medications here just temporarily relieve the symptoms. And the long-term use may cause other side effects. Like we're talking about antihistamine kind of medication. We say that will be decreased, like the discharging coming from the nose. That's we expected. But they cause other problems like a dry mouth, dry throat. Thus, we are not expected. So that part belongs to satisfaction. And people couldn't use this kind of medication so long time. Thus, may cause other problems. Uh, I have patient. She have allergic rhinitis for many years. So when a spring season coming, she will take some antihistamine kind of drugs. But one time, she suddenly felt like a dizziness and couldn't walking, and then go to emergency and checking everything's fine. Blood pressure is normal, blood sugar level is normal, and then found is antihistaminic kind of drugs make the blood pressure is dipping down temporarily. So that's basically we still need to be careful when we use these kind of medications. So then we're talking about the Chinese aspect. Chinese name this illness still by the symptoms of the illness. Running nose, we call 流鼻涕. Liu is running. B is nose. T is discharging. Some discharging coming from the nose. And the nose congestions, we call B side. B is still nose. Side is congestions. And sneezing. Sneezing. That's 喷嚏. And if patient, when they have headache, we call 头痛. 头 is high. 痛 is painful. So that's basically the illness name. So we're talking about the TCM aspect etiology, like what's caused the illness. So that's basically combination external reason and internal reason. External reason mainly relationship with wind. We say usually wind cold. Sometimes maybe wind heat attacking. Internal reasons, so maybe relationship with emotions, 7 emotions, maybe relationship with people's lifestyle, like something eating not popular, and maybe general body differences. So we're still talking about the balance, body 正气, and the passenger evil. To see which side, which side is more. So body 正气 and the passenger with the body balance there. If body 正气 is strong, people will not sick. Passenger evil is more strong. People will easily get sick. When we go to different patterns, so we say treatment basically by different pattern. So that's especially for TCI, we say same illness, different pattern or treatment will be different. So thus we need to base the pattern and make the treatment. Firstly, we're talking about wind cold pattern. Wind cold evading, EPI passively evading. Firstly, they are easily evading to the lung. So when the cold evading pattern, the discharge, the nose discharge is a big amount and clear nose discharge. Other symptoms, nose congestions, blocking, and frequently sneezing. We're talking about people can continually sneezing more than 10 times. So that kind of sneezing that must be caused by the allergy. And also nose blocking there, people losing smelling functions. And also itching. Itchiness can happen in the eyes, can happen in the nose, and can happen in the throat area. And the patient also have symptoms, especially for pattern symptoms. Aversion to wind and cold symptoms, that's with the EPI. And the possible headache, possible cough, no sweat, pale tongue, little bit thin white coating. So basically tongue is not changing too much. Floating tight pulse, or maybe very pulse, because cold blocking the channels and also can cause patient painful situations. So generally speaking, we're talking about allergic rhinitis. It's kind of external reason and internal reasons. Like we're talking about the balance there. So we're talking about the pattern here. It's mainly in the cold pattern, but they must have different degree kind of body difference. So that's we're talking about why people tell tongue here, and maybe tell face. So this usually happens acute attacking of allergy kind of rhinitis, acute attacking stage. Treatment principle. So relieve external. Use the herbs. We need warming pungent herbs and distinguishing the wind and the cold. So wind here is external wind. It's not internal wind. The formula we use 苍耳子散 multiply. 苍耳子 is the herbs. It is especially working for the nose. 苍耳子散 not only 苍耳子 in there. They also have 白芷. (白芷、薄荷、辛夷花。 What is flower? Sometimes in book they only talk about seeing the same thing. So that's in 长子散 plus 长子 four ingredients inside. They especially working for nose problems. Even people have other problems and at the same time have nose problems. You can directly add in 长子散 inside. But be careful. 苍耳子 little bit toxic. Yeah, little bit toxic. It's not that stronger toxic, but little bit toxic. Don't use so long time and not overdose. So basically 60 dose and 10 gram a day. So that's why we need to be careful. Another we need to be careful use this formula. 新花. If you make decoctions, you need with some cloth or maybe paper, wrap it 西瓜 because that's 西瓜 body there, 西瓜 body there, and pretty small fair on the 西瓜. Yeah, you can try to find some 出来西瓜, then you can find like a pretty small fair on the 西瓜. If you are not wrapping it, so like if you directly put the decoctions, that kind of small hair may be falling down to your decoctions. And that's truly can make people to start itching. So that's basically. And for 薄荷, don't cooking too long time. So truly this formula is pretty effective, but a lot of things we need to pay attention. So that's for this one. So generally say this formula, we're talking about working for nose, but this part is EPI in the cold part. Truly, you can add in more ingredients, distinguish the wind and the cold. So like we're talking about 桂枝汤 or maybe some herbs, 荆芥防风. So you can just modify it from time to time. And the acupuncture treatment, so basically LI20, that's pretty good one for nose problems. We can combination with DO23. Needle direction downwards to the nose, like a formed triangle shape. Sometimes we even can use 印堂 inside. So that's for nose problems. And the bladder tail working for the wind. Yeah, that's the wind point. Lung 7, relieve external, still working for wind problem. Certainly, you can add in more here. My personally for this condition, external passenger irritating, usually I'm not use maxa. Usually I use maxa for internal condition, especially patients have nose problems. Maxa smell may be not good for the people. Then we talking about another pattern. We say spring lung qi difference. So So that's mainly qi deficiency part. So qi deficiency, they're pretty easily got EPI wind attacking. So repeatedly happens. And generally pale face that's coming from deficiency. Aversion to wind and cold. 胃气 deficiency. Defending T deficiency. People easily catching cold. And possible chill. And cold hand, cold feet. That's T deficiency severe case. Will cause some yang deficiency. And fatigue. Generally weaker. And don't want to speak. And can have spontaneous sweating. So that's qi couldn't holding the power. So tongue is pale and the possible healthy smart. Qi deficiency, qi not moving cause the water retention. And moistening tongue coating. Pulse is weaker. Sulky, the same soft pulse. That's water retention kind of pulse. So treatment principle for this pattern, certainly we need tonified spleen qi and tonify especially wei qi, defending qi, and prevent external passenger invading. So the formula we use here is 补中益气汤. 补 is tonified, 中 is middle, 益 is benefit. So that's tonify middle and benefit T. So we know our T coming from middle here. So that's mainly T tonify curve inside. So generally T deficiency kind of condition, we can use this formula. So for acupuncture, we still pick up some points locally around the nose. And then we go back to points, bladder 13, back to the lung, and also we can go to bladder 20, back to the spleen to 25 there. And LI4, common points for the high. For orifice problems, we can go to there. Stomach 36, T 25 points. Truly for this kind of condition, for tonify, Maxa will be working. But still to see if patient can handle that kind of smell. If they can handle this pattern, it's good for Maxa. Then we're talking about another pattern, kidney qi deficiency, or maybe qi yang deficiency, and then lung losing warming. So that's basically is long-term clear canal nose discharging. And also still cause nose itchiness and frequently sneezing. So if looking inside the nose, it's swollen in there, and the nose mucosa, white color. And the patient also have symptoms, aversion to wind or cold. So when cold weather or wind weather, all the symptoms getting worse. And especially upper back is cold. So upper back, that's basically bladder channel and the dual channel passing the roof. Upper back is more young part of the body. Compared with lower back, it is young. Compared with the chest, it is still young. So if patient, especially aversion to wind and cold, especially on the upper back, generally say that's kind of young disease. And the pale face, lower back and knee sore and weaker, that's the kidney eye. And maybe have some sex function disorder. And clear urination, night urination, so that's kidney 阳气 couldn't holding the urine. The pulse is deeper, thin, and weaker. So treatment principle, we need a warming kidney and support to the lung. So truly this part, we talking about acupuncture before. Truly this part need massage. But the herbs formula we use 金匮肾气丸 modified. 金匮 is the book's name. Yeah, classic book's name. So basically, 金匮 originally is the god boss. So in the ancient time, people put like important stuff to the god box. So that's 金匮 originally meaning. Later on, we have a famous TCM doctor, Zhang Zhongjing. He read two books. One book we know that's 伤寒论, talking about when in the cold attacking of the patients, what we will treat. That's for when the cold attacking. Then he read another book, like for the other illness, for like other internal organs disorder, put on another book. So that book we call 金匮要略. Yao is important. 略 is simply to talking about. So that's another book. So we're talking about the 金匮肾气丸 here means this formula coming from 金匮要略. 肾气丸 is kidney tea tonified formula. But this 肾气丸 coming from 金匮要略. So that's the first. So this formula special use for kidney yang deficiency kind of condition. So that's for the formula. It's warming kidney. Warming kidney. Acupuncture treatment. So we still use some local points here. Same, local points same. And nose problems relationship with the lung. We still go to back through of the lung. And the kidney yang difference, we go to back through of the kidney. And also yuan south points of the kidney. We can mark that. Certainly, we can go to some other points to mark that, like Google. Pretty good points. Kidney yang woman. So that's for this pattern and the treatment. So that's for this illness. So for allergic rhinitis, they will have acute attacking time. They will have like a between attacking time. Between attacking time, we say generally this kind of patient, they must have some underlying body difference kind of condition. So we say during acute attacking time, we mainly use 长耳紫伞, mainly working for the nose. We can use 长耳紫伞 only, or maybe combination with other herbs, like a patient's underlying body condition. So that's generally say acute attacking. Between attacking time, patient should be treated by the formula mainly for body, underlying body condition, usually is difference there. Or maybe have some phlegm in there. So that's basically. Also thinking about diet therapy. So generally speaking, any food, if damage the spleen, will cause the problem. So that's basically easy digestion food, no spicy food, no too much sugar. So that's basically try not to damage the spleen. So that's spleen TNT not working and the phlegm irritation. So that's for this illness.